Hey guys, welcome back. So now let's talk about how to create an order and how to create a cart using Postman collections. How to consume them. We'll just see how to do that. So first thing is we'll have to, of course, open the Postman and we'll have to just let me minimize everything first. So first, let me create a cart, empty cart. So by default, the currency will be euro. So let me create with euro itself. So the cart is created, and that cart ID will be saved in an environment variable with the help of this test function. They'll extract the cart ID from this JSON response. So next thing is we'll have to add the line item. So we'll have to go to add line item. So here it's asking for product ID and cart version. Cart version, it will be coming from environment variable at the time of cart creation. It will get stored there. And product ID, we can store it in the environment variable just by querying the product. So one of the product ID will be stored in the environment variable. Probably the last product ID. So we'll have to go to query products and click on send. So 8F5 and the last product ID. It's very difficult to find. So I'll just show you an environment variable it getting stored. So if you see here, product ID is stored. That's the first product ID is getting stored. 8F5. It's very difficult to pronounce. Okay. Next thing is let's go and see what are the next things required. Add line item. Next thing is channel ID. So previously I had already done I had queried the channels. So let me show what will be the error if you don't have a channel ID. Save. Now go to collections and try to add try to create the add the line item without the channel ID. Let's see if there is an error that shows up. Yes, it says supply channel invalid UID. So for this, what we'll have to do is again, we'll have to query the channels, go to channels, go to query channels and click on send. And now if you see, the channel will get stored in the environment variable, channel ID. Now go back to collections, go back to carts, update actions, and update actions and go to add line items, and shipping details is required. So previously I had added shipping details, so you'll have to go to add item shipping address, and you can just create shipping address, and there's a shipping key which you'll have to paste it there. Copy this shipping key. You can give your own ship any key for this one, and if you're using sunrise data, make sure you're not providing the state, because it's not set up, the tax details are not set up for other countries. So you make the country as US and state as empty, because for state there is no tax details that we have given. And you can just click on send. So this will be the ID FA21A. Now you can go to line item, can provide the address key, so it's example key, and then of course you'll have to provide which cart ID we are updating, but it will dynamically be picked from the environment variable. If you hover on that, you'll see what is the cart ID we are using, and other host and project key is also coming from environment variable. If you hover, you will see that. So next thing is you can just go and click on send. Let's see if it gets created. Yes, it's getting created, and you see that line item has also been added. So Next thing what we'll do is we'll try to add a payment. Here if you see the body, it's requesting for payment ID. So again, payment ID is coming from environment variable. What we'll do is we'll go to payments and try to create a payment. So there's a default body request which they have given. We'll just use that same thing. Click on send. It says duplicate because I had previously tried. You can try to give a different key. So and try to send it. Is also was already used. Okay, we'll try to use a different interface ID. So it has been created now. If you see, the ID is 84D. If you go to environment variable and see payment ID, payment ID is 84D. Now go to collections, go to update actions, and go to payment and click on send button. And by the way, you can do all this in the Impex tool of Commerce tool also, but only disadvantage or downside is you don't have the option of this dynamic, dynamically picking all this client cart ID, cart versions. Whereas in Postman, it gets saved in the environment variable. That's one benefit of using Postman collections and Postman. So next thing what we'll do is you can use the recalculate endpoint also. Suppose if you are adding multiple products, and in the front end, if you want to recalculate, you can just call this recalculate endpoint and recalculate the price for all the products that has been added to the cart. And you can use other endpoints like remove line items, and if they click on that cross button in the cart, you can just call this remove line item, remove payment, all those things you can do. Next thing what we'll do is we'll try to add a customer email. There's a default body foo at bar.com. We'll just use the same. Click on send. So it has been set. If you want, you can just see. You see the customer email has come here, and payment details which we had created earlier is also here. Payment details or payment info, if you want to call it. Item address we had added, so that has also come here. And next thing what we'll do is we'll try to set delete after days. So by default it is shown as 10 now. By default it is 90. I will set it to 15 and send it. So now if you see, it is 15 now. Next thing what we'll do is we'll try to um, also add the customer ID. So customer ID, again you can query and do that. I've already previously done that. So what I'll do is I'll click on send because the value is already there in the environment variable. So I'm not going to again query that. So next thing is there is set shipping address. We'll do that in a bit. First, let's see creating the order. Let's go to order. Go to create order. You can pass this. By default in the Postman collection, this environment variable won't be there. We can just put cart ID here, and for version you can put cart version, just like this, cart version, and give some different value because I've used this value already. Maybe I'll just pass 2 here and try to send it. It says shipping address is not set. So what we have to do is go to the update actions in carts and select set shipping address. Again here the same thing, don't set the state, leave it empty unless you are creating a tax category for that particular state and country. For country US, the tax category has already been set, so I'll be using US as a country and state as empty. And if you want, you can set all the other details as well. So next thing is I can just click on send. And yeah, so shipping address also has been set. Now let's try to create the order. Click on send. So it has been created. The order number is 002. Let's check, cross verify in the merchant center. So 002 has come here. So in this way, you can play around with this cart and order thing. And so that's about like how to create a cart, how to add stuffs into that cart, and how to create the order finally. So you guys can play around with this, and if you have any doubt, please do post it in the comment section. I will surely try to answer if I know that. And also, guys, please do subscribe and like this video, and please do share with your friends if they're also learning commerce tools. Thanks for watching this video. See you in the next video, guys. Bye.